Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Steelers Sanctuary podcast. I'm your host, Dave Ribeiro from SteelersSanctuary.com, and this is my co-host, David Korup. Dave, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Dave, it happened. The Pittsburgh Steelers amassed 400 yards in total offense. We didn't think it could be done, but it could be done.
We
Um,
I think we were told it couldn't be done.
yep. I mean, Matt Canada had us convinced it couldn't be done. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we have slightly different views of this game, so we'll go through it as the podcast goes. But
Yeah.
one thing you can't deny, this was probably Kenny Pickett's best game as a Pittsburgh Steeler, right? I mean, he has those fourth quarter comebacks, and that's fine. But start to finish, this was probably his best game he's played.
Yeah. From what I saw, it looked like he looked completely different than the way he's played for the last how many games. Like this was definitely a more confident Kenny Pickett. I honestly, Matt Canada, he did something to this kid. I'm trying. I'm trying to like. I was thinking about this, and I was just like, did you just destroy this kid's confidence to the point of like where you controlled so much of what he did? He was just like, man, coach must really think I suck or something. And he was so scared to like throw a ball, that would take you're taking chances when you throw it that he just resorted to just dump offs and just the safest throws he could throw. And then the doubt in his head just caused him to just be horrendous on top of the rib injury. And I look, you know me, I don't like to make excuses for people, but I mean, he's been so bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't think we could get this bad. And then when I see what I saw, yesterday, it's like, okay, like something happened. Like something was killing this kid's confidence. And I honestly do think it was Canada. I think Canada had this kid thinking like I'm garbage or I'm something and I can't make these throws anymore. And it's not true to a point. You know what I'm saying? Like he can do some of this stuff. He's just got to believe in himself and be confident, make those throws. But dude, he wasn't doing it. And it's very strange to me and convenient once the problem is out of the window. My man's thrown for almost 300 fucking yards. Like that's pretty convenient.
I don't think there's any doubt that when I talked to Ron before the game, we were wondering if they'd go across the middle, if they'd throw the ball, if anything would be different. There was definitely some different. I mean, Pat Fryermuth goes off. The first game, Matt Canada is not there, and
Yeah.
that's not a coincidence to me. That's tangible stuff where,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know Pat Fryermuth's been hurt a lot, but even in the games he's been in, there, he hasn't been targeted like he was targeted yesterday.
No.
Um, the question is that Bengals specific, or is that going to be the game plan going forward? I don't know, man. I'm so conflicted on so many levels with this because, yeah, Matt Canada was definitely part of the problem, 100%, a big
Well,
part of the problem.
so did you see that report by Dell Lally? I think it was. I can't remember if it was him
Um,
or who did the report that Matt Canada like would not tell the coaches his actual plan for the game. He wouldn't tell players. He wouldn't take input from other people, whether it's coaches or play. Like he was like Doctor Evil with this master plan. But then, just like on the movies, it didn't work out very well.
yeah,
And it, like if this is true, mind you, this is true. I can't believe that the Steelers allowed this to go on.
yeah.
But
Well, that was
but
my next question. Wouldn't Tomlin step in and tell him to knock that shit off if that was the
well,
case? I mean, I
I
don't know.
I would like to think, but again,
You'd like exactly right. You don't
This
know.
is Mike Tomlin. I don't
You know.
know what this man will do or not do at this point.
Uh,
Uh, but dude, I just my gosh, I mean, even Jalen Warren even made the comment. He goes, I don't want to make this sound so explicit, but there
mhm.
was more communication. He said that. He said it out loud. So it sounds like there's some credence to the report that yeah, he wouldn't communicate with the players or the coaches. He had his plan and that was it. But as far as the offense goes, and it does seem like they schemed to go against the Bengals. Wow, there's something you actually planned for the team you're facing. I mean, wow, imagine that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean,
but yeah, I just the way they attacked, they were playing the Bengals defense. They're going to play too high, and so they were going to take advantage of the middle for the first time ever, and
I mean, it's true.
it shocker, it worked. And yeah, dude, like I just a coach shouldn't make this big of a difference, and
Really shouldn't.
uh, but
Really shouldn't.
and then on top of it, it being the first game without him, my expectations were very low. Uh, but to throw for over 400 or to throw, I'm sorry, to have the complete uh offense of over 400 yards for the first time in ever, I I just shocked, honestly. I know the
Yeah.
points wasn't there, 16 more than Matt Canada's last game, but
Right on
still,
average, though. Right on average. Below
right.
average, right? A little
So
below average, but
it's one of those things, man, where you're like, yay, 400 yards. Whoa, 16 points. You're like, it's one of those
yeah.
things, but
Here's
I
my
don't
thing.
know.
Here's my pushback with this. And I know Yins are going crazy on X. People are, dancing in the streets in Pittsburgh. They're loving this. Problem solved. We're good now. Matt Canada's gone. Everything's going to be good. I said this on the podcast before. This is a bad Bengals defense. They're ranked 30th overall in the NFL.
It
30th.
is. Yeah, they're bad.
27th against the pass. Now take away their best corner and Cam Taylor-Britt out for the game. What do the Bengals do? They play soft zone. They play off. And miraculously, Kenny Pickett is picking a defense apart. Well, he's got the whole field to work with. I'm not convinced yet. I'm going to give him all his due. He played great. Like I said, probably his best game in the Steelers uniform. I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it. You watch that game, you see 16 points. I mean, it's below their season average. And I get it. There was some tip balls that kept the Bengals in. I know DJ dropped the touchdown. We're going to get to DJ in a little while. I want to talk about him too. Yeah, and then you just can't watch that and then watch Philly Buffalo at 4:00 and watch those two quarterbacks sling it.
It is hard.
And say, yeah, Kenny Pickett's on that level. He's going to bring us that. It's Dave. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Kenny
Yeah,
can
no,
be
I get it.
better. This team can be better for sure. But that worries me even more because that gives Tomlin the excuse to bring Kenny back for another 2 years. And we're spinning our tires again. I'm sorry. I use my eyes. I watched the end of the Texans-Jags game, and I watched Stroud and the Jags quarterback slinging it around like mad. We don't have that. We don't have that.
Yes, like
And it's
don't
never going to
think
be
that
that.
I hope you don't think that I think that. Like I just think that they definitely improved. Like
Absolutely.
you gotta remember
Absolutely.
when you're at the bottom, there's only one way to go,
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So
And this needed to be done. This was a move that
by
needed to be done.
eliminating the guy holding you hostage, basically, from letting this offense be what it needs to be, you get this. You get, explosion of 400 something yards. But you're right. Like the thing about it is for me is that Kenny Pickett looked better. So definitely Matt Canada was a problem. But
Definitely.
Kenny is not, Jalen Hurts. He is not Josh Allen. He is not these elite throwers. He's just not. So I'm not there yet where I'm like, good to go.
Yeah.
Kenny's
There's
the
a
guy.
lot of people. There's a lot of people on Twitter that are.
No.
That are.
I'm not there. I know that the Pitt people are, I know they're going to take this and run with it, right? Whatever.
And I don't think he was as bad as he. I don't think he's as bad as he played this year.
Well,
I think he's better than that. He's somewhere in between.
but it's always the strange stats with these guys. Did you notice that? It's always he had a great game. How many touchdowns he throw then? Oh, 0.
No. Yeah.
So you're like, okay. Oh, how many interceptions? 0, and he broke the record or whatever that Ben had.
It's bizarre, right?
But that's how it is with this damn team every time. There's always this weird. Hey, they did great. Really, what'd they do? Oh, 16 points. Oh, golf clap. Great, good job.
And granted, if DJ holds that ball, they might score. They might score in the high 20s.
And that's my thing. I can though, we can what if this all day, which I will, right? Like if DJ's catches, counted or whatever, and if Tomlin challenges it, which he should have, it didn't. Right there, that's what, 21? points more, 20 plus points more, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Warren,
Fumble on
if
that ball. Yeah.
yep, he doesn't fumble. So
That's at least three
there's
more, right?
right. So there's stuff here to you can we can what if it all day. They should have put up 20 something points.
Yeah,
Watching the game, this could have easily been a blowout.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, Dave. Here's what's so important about this offense and the 400 and something yards is how much of a break they gave their defense.
Yeah.
That's what's important and what's the best thing about this team doing the 400 something yards. Yes, they didn't give up. They didn't put up a lot of points. Absolutely. I agree with that. But exploding for 400 something yards and giving that defense an actual break. I saw something that said they were only out there for 20 something, 21 plays, 22 plays. And it was either the first half or second half.
Right. That's important.
TJ Watt talked about how, couldn't believe it. It was like they were so well rested. Dude, this is a great defense that's been hit with some good injuries, really bad injuries. But once they get Minkah back, you've got your top players back. I like the kid they got, Trenton. What's his last name?
Yeah.
Thompson.
He's been playing real well.
Trent Thompson's been doing really well. So, dude, if you're gonna be an offense that, while you're still, delinquent in points, but you're putting up yards and keeping that defense well rested, that's still an improvement. I mean, that's just 100%. Me. Now, am I saying, man, Kenny's the guy? Mike Sullivan and Faulkner, these guys, we got to promote them to co-offensive coordinators next year. All this crazy shit. No, I'm not there yet. I'm not there at all. I have the legit offensive coordinators. I think that could be a future offensive coordinator that we need to go get. I've talked about this.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna fall for any of that shit. I'm not there yet. Now, when Kenny starts throwing 300 yards, 3 touchdown passes, looks like those guys, fine. Then I'll give in. But until then, I'm not gonna go, yeah, he didn't throw an interception. I'm not there, man. Like, he did good. I'm really happy for the kid. I'm glad he did good. It's just that he's still not. It's so hard for people to understand. This is not top level. This is not even mid tier. Is what I'm trying to.
To your point with the defense, you're absolutely right. And remember that rant I went on in week 1 where they were like flawed to the core because the defense is designed to play with a lead, to rush the passer and not be on the field all day. And if they can like at least do this, like you said, hold the ball, possess the ball, give the defense a break, that makes the defense better. And then they're not so flawed. Then maybe this is somewhat sustainable.
Yeah.
If they can play like this. Now, we're not gonna know what this team really is because their next 4 or 5 games are just straight trash. So they should win. We could probably debate the Colts now because all of a sudden the Colts are good. They're in the playoffs in the 7th seed.
I know.
But for the most part, you're going to see Cincinnati again without Burrow. This time in Pittsburgh. You're going to see the Patriots, who are the worst team in the league. You're going to see Arizona next week, who got throttled by the Rams. So we're not going to really know. And I can see this, that people are going to get more and more excited. And I'm telling you, they're setting us up for a fall. We're going to, they're going to be, what are they now? 7-3, 7-4,
7-4.
They could easily be 11-6, 12-5 at the end of the season. Easily. But damn, do they feel like that kind of team?
Not yet. I like I said, this was a baby step in the right direction.
Yes. Agreed.
I know that Kenny is better than what we've been seeing. I'll put it that way.
I agree. I agree.
But now that the players just look so happy, dude.
Yeah.
And they look so they were so, I don't know if I want to say relaxed or just so loose, and it was like the chains had been lifted off of all of them. And I honestly think that's what it was. I think that Matt Canada would not let these guys express their opinions, would not let the coordinators express their opinions and take any of it into account. He had his own little plan every damn game, and it sucked. And
Yeah,
He forbid to throw
it
to the
was
middle of
no.
the field. Now, mind you, I'm waiting to hear that he was told to do that. But here's my question. If he was told to do that, then why wasn't Sullivan told to do that? Because Sullivan had him thrown down the middle all damn day to Heath. So, oh no, I'm sorry, I said Heath. Muth.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Muth. Yeah,
But
you're dating yourself a little bit.
yeah, I did. To Muth. So, you tell me, was that Canada or was that Tomlin? To me, it sounds like that was Canada.
I mean, I brought it up on the last pod. I'm like, the Steelers have to throw up the middle a couple times just to get that narrative off their back. They have to, and that's kind of what they did. And the second half, they didn't do it as much. But I tell you, man, Kenny threw some dimes down the middle. I don't know if you should be so afraid of letting him throw down the middle. I mean, it opens up the whole offense for him and doesn't make it so predictable.
It's got to be so deliberating to a quarterback to not let him throw the ball where he wants.
If you don't think he's the guy to throw down the middle, then he shouldn't be a quarterback.
Correct.
That's simple. If you got to cut off big swaths of the field because you're afraid, he shouldn't be the quarterback. Then you got to just let the kid play. If he throws picks, he throws picks. You got to find out. We should talk about Deontay Johnson. He had himself one hell of a week. First, we find out that he got into a big argument with Minkah Fitzpatrick in the locker room, which, on a sidebar, Minkah's the best leader on this team, period. You can tell me Cam Hayward and TJ Watt all you want, but I didn't see either one of those guys step up when DJ was chirping at the coaches. It was Minkah that stepped up. And,
it's always Minkah. It's always Minkah.
It always is him.
Is like, no, you don't do that. He's got quite the standard that he holds people to.
I love him. Yeah, he's my favorite player on the team. It's not even close.
Cam will talk to people. Like, he'll have a conversation with people, stuff like that. But actually going and putting a stop to, like, nah, you're done. Quit talking to us. Like,
sometimes leadership is getting in somebody's face and telling them to cut the shit.
It is, absolutely.
It's not just, let's have a talk, let's have a sidebar. Like, put a stop to it at the time. And hats off to Minkah for doing that. Fantastic. Now, DJ, I get it. This frustration, the offense wasn't good. He wasn't getting many balls. He was getting his share of balls, but it wasn't good. The offense wasn't good. Okay, fine. We'll put that aside. Then the touchdown pass. We can argue up and down if it was a touchdown or wasn't. Hold on to the goddamn ball through the play. You've had this drought of touchdown passes for so long. You've had so little. You'd think he'd hold on to that ball for dear life.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, Najee Harris fumbles, and from the start of that play, I'm sorry, my bad. Jaylen Warren fumbles, and my man from the start of the play had no interest in the play whatsoever.
Yep.
They snapped the ball. He didn't move. The play went around him. He didn't move. The ball was fumbled. He didn't move. It's like, dude,
turn around, walk
terrible
away.
Look. Huh?
Like, turn around, walk away. I mean, dude,
terrible look.
Look. So, and here's my thing. All right. So just to put things in general, this guy's getting paid $18 million. Yeah. People are out there struggling. And my dude's getting paid $18 million to play a game. Play the damn game. Don't take a playoff just because you want to pout that things didn't go your way when half of it's your fault for not holding on to the ball to make sure. Dude, play the game. Pick up your teammate. Be there for your teammate who fumbled the ball. That was so self-centered, like a 2-year-old out there. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, wow. And what really angers me too is the fact that you got George Pickens, a young wide receiver who just about 3 weeks ago threw his little temper tantrum and all that stuff. And you supposedly reached out to him and had a talk and all this stuff. But then you go and act like this. How is a young George Pickens supposed to act when he looks to his leader in the wide receiver corps acting worse than him? I mean,
he's not good enough for the stage. He's not good enough to be.
I agree. I agree. He's not. This isn't Antonio Brown. This isn't Ben Roethlisberger. This isn't superstar status where you can act like a clown and get away with it. No, and Tomlin better rip him pretty good. There better be some kind of punishment. Something doesn't get announced with the starters. Whatever he's got to do, get the point across this kid that he's not above the team, and he needs to act like a professional football player and not pout like this during a play. I couldn't believe it.
Did you see his weird stuff on Twitter after too? Where he was retweeting the highlights and saying weird shit. I don't know, man.
His head case.
Yeah, I said during the game, I defended him for a long time. I know the last 2 years of Ben Roethlisberger, he was getting like suicide balls, getting killed over the middle, and then he had to deal with Mitch and Kenny Pickett's rookie year and stuff. But this is I'm almost at the point where I'm out on this guy. Like I said, you're not good enough to be doing this stuff. You're not a superstar. You're a good receiver. You're a very good receiver. You're not a diva superstar, Terrell Owens. You're not
Right.
that guy. So cut this bullshit, man. Either
Yeah.
play or,
No, I
or,
agree.
or get rid. If they trade him next year, so be it. So be it.
Yeah. I just, like I said, you can't pretend to be a leader and then act like this. You can't.
Yeah.
Like then any leadership trait you show, anything you say to
Yeah.
George Pickens, it's hollow.
It's
Go
hypocrisy.
go
Yeah.
in one ear
It's
and out the
hypocrisy.
other. They ain't gonna, they're gonna be like, yeah, bro, sure. After the way you acted on the field, yeah, sure. Like
And this is coming from a
just
guy
can't.
who's defending him, Dave. I love Deontay Johnson.
No,
This
I
is
like
too
Deontay
much.
Johnson. He's a good football player, but no one's above the team, man. Like this
And he's
is
doing the run backwards thing
and
again in the
and
game.
and
It's like,
here's
God
my
damn it.
thing. And here's my thing. Say he does recover the ball and say they score, they go up. Instead, the field gets flipped. And what if they score, they take the lead, and you guys lose? Like, this is stuff you can't have
Yeah,
in
if
an
Connor Haywood
important
doesn't
game.
make that tackle, that's a touchdown.
Right.
Because
Like,
he's hustling.
right.
He's hustling to
Like,
make a play.
dude, I just, this is stuff that Tomlin's got to rein in, man. This stuff can't be happening. You're in the middle of a playoff race. This is a game you have to win. And your wide receiver, who's supposed to be your top wide receiver, your leader of that wide receiver core, acts like this and almost cost them the game. You could argue.
Yeah. You definitely could argue. If that
I
goes back for a touchdown, they're in big trouble. And you're
so
right. They could, if they lose a game, the season's over. You
right,
can't lose to the Bengals with Browning as the quarterback
right.
and
Like,
expect to
there's
make
no
the
way.
playoffs. You're in big trouble. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where DJ's head's at. I don't know what's going on. I get it. His
He's been
entire
shitty.
career has been with bad quarterbacks, except for maybe his rookie and second season. After that, Ben started to take a slide, and he's had to deal with a lot. I get that. But you can't be acting like this on the field. You can't be
No.
doing this stuff. And you can't be chirping at the coaches, making an ass of yourself. You got to wonder when that reporter asked Najee Harris if he thought every player was 100% in on the team and wanting to play, and he hesitated that long. You got to wonder if he was thinking about that DJ explosion.
Oh, I had it.
And
No,
right,
no doubt.
right,
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, look, I think I even told you, like, when he was pissed off on the sideline and saying stuff to Mike
Yep.
Tomlin, I was okay with it for the pure fact that somebody needs to say something because this is ridiculous what's
Yeah.
happening. However, I didn't mean for the guy to keep continuing running his mouth at the coaching staff and continue disrespecting them all the way down into the locker room. That there, I don't condone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't know what was said, but we
Right.
know that if it got as bad enough where Minka Fitzpatrick thought he had to step in
Then he went
and
over
put
the
a
line.
stop to it, then it was bad. Period.
He went over the line.
We don't need
Yeah.
to know what happened.
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell. So yeah, I'm a little bit.
So back-to-back games where he's a distraction.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Tomlin
And it better stop there. It better
has
stop
to put
there.
a stop to it. Yeah.
Enough is enough. Like you said, he's putting on a bad thing for George Pickens to who's already, borderline out of control. And then now you get DJ doing the same thing. I tweeted it out. It's like the killer bees with all the drama without the scoring, without the high powered offense. We're getting to that point now where every week's drama, but those guys put up points and won games. This is let's pump the brakes. Let's win some playoff games before we start acting like we're king shits of the world. I mean, come on. All right, let's get back into the game. We'll do our grades. Tough to find a bad grade in this group, Dave. They played good. The defense played well. The offensive played well. Special teams we'll get into. They didn't play that well.
Yeah.
Other than that, if we start with the quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett, 24. We talked about this. 24 for 33, 278, no touchdowns, no picks. No picks in what, 6 games now?
Yeah.
This is borderline crazy. I don't know
Yeah.
how he's doing. I mean, I do know how he's doing. He's not taking many chances. So we'll see.
But I was going to say, I know he's not allowed to throw. Well, he wasn't. He wasn't allowed to throw to certain spots for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue 50% of the field he wasn't allowed to throw to.
Yeah.
So yeah. But But
You got
yeah,
to
I
give an A,
mean,
right?
yeah, 97.8 QB rating. That's really
Yeah.
good for him.
I think
Uh,
what did PFF had him like a 90 something grade?
yeah, I'm looking
Oh
here.
yeah.
I'm going off Bleacher Report, which is 97.8.
PFF gave him 91.8 grade.
Okay.
Best grade of his career.
Yep. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And he looked really good. I'll give him an A. I'll go and give him
Have
an
to.
A.
I mean,
I
that's
would A plus if he threw a touchdown pass, but
if
yeah,
DJ holds on to that ball, you give him an A plus. I mean, that's not really his fault.
yeah,
He put that ball right on him.
yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, literally, if I could just see a guy, thrown for TDs.
Yeah, that's the next evolution is scoring points.
Yes,
We got the offense to get some yards.
that's all I want to see next, man. So, but yeah, no, I give him an A. He had a really good game. That was the best I've seen him look in since preseason.
Yeah, pretty much preseason. You're right. Running backs, you got to give him an A too. I said it. Najee Harris was better than Jalen Warren in this game. Period. Full stop.
Yep.
I give Najee Harris a ton of shit. He was better.
Look,
yards, the way he was running, everything.
That run where he disappears, there's 7 Bengals around him.
Yeah.
And he just keeps going. That was incredible. So I that alone, I was like, yep, A. Like right there, that's an A for me. I mean, that kind of effort. So again, they clips together over 150 yards again.
Yep, 99 yards for him, 49 for
the only Ray I could give them at B is because of the fumble by Jalen that was a turnover. So I could go A minus B plus.
When Najee Harris runs like a big back, he's awesome. When he tries to spin outside and take the sideline, and then there's
again,
the problem. When he runs
has
to his
the south to north, when he has that kind of mindset, when he runs with anger, dude, he's legit. Yep, and that's 100%. His style. His style is a power back. That's what they need to use him as.
Yep.
And that's what
he's got to realize that in his head. I'm a power back.
I'm a big dude. I'm gonna plow through you. I'm not gonna try to hop over you like I'm hurdling you in the Olympics or something. Or I'm trying to do short choppy steps. Yes, like Le'Veon Bell waiting for the hole to open up. Like, you're not that guy.
Yeah, you're not that guy. Tight ends, dude. Another A. Pat Fryman with 120 yards receiving. That's the first tight end to go over 100 yards since Vance McDonald in 2018.
Jesus. No, I didn't know
that's
that.
how bleak this offense has been the last 3 years.
I mean, that makes sense now that you say it, but damn.
Vance McDonald. That's a name from the not so distant past, but still.
Distance enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wow.
All 3 of them had receptions. Darnell Washington with a catch.
I know.
And he steamrolled a couple guys, carried a couple guys down the field.
There's a concept. Throw it to the 6'7" giant.
Yep.
That can catch the ball. Like,
right.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I'll never be able to get that brain of Matt Canada and understand why he forbid to utilize all of his players to their talents. I have no idea.
And then seeing all that, why wouldn't Mike Tomlin move on from the whole thing's going to be a mystery that I don't think we'll ever know why. I don't know. Maybe he's got pictures. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Something.
And Darnell Washington was, I think I read somewhere he had 37 snaps. He's a big part of the run game blocking too. So that's turning out to be a great draft pick. Where do we go from here? Wide receivers. Man. C?
Yeah, I was going to say around C.
George Pickens didn't really do much.
They did have some good catches too, but at the same time, like, I just hold on to the damn ball in the end zone, please.
Yeah, I mean, I want to look up what George Pickens had for yards. I think it was
I got 58. It right here. He had 58, 3 for 58.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson 4 for 50.
Yeah, I mean, they really did, like, it really was evened out.
Yeah, they spread the ball around.
Your top receivers plus Muth. So like I said, I'll give a C. And honestly, and the funny part is the C is not even because of the other wide receivers. It's just because of Deontay and not holding on the ball and then standing there and letting the fumble happen and walk away. Really, it's all because of him that they didn't get a better grade. I mean, I got no complaints with Pickens. He looked really happy too. Did you notice that? He looked, he looked happy as shit.
Wind knocked out of him for a little while, but he came back a couple plays later.
But no, I'll give him a C as well.
Offensive line, this one's tough. I mean, they ran the
Two
ball
sacks.
well. Yeah, they gave up a couple sacks. The pass rush kind of well, it's a bad matchup. Dan Moore against a good pass rusher is just it's a bad matchup. You know,
Yep.
Trey Hendricks is a good pass rusher. I knew it was going to
It
be tough.
it might be time to free Chooks. Let's go ahead and stick him
Yeah,
back to right.
listen,
Move Broderick over to
yeah,
left.
I think
Let's
it's time.
you know what,
You think
more walk up
does he stay
walk
on the
up to
bench the rest of
Tomlin
the
and talk
season?
some. I want him to talk some shit to Tomlin. Walk right up
Dan
to him.
Moore? Oh yeah,
Yes,
please.
talk your
Please.
shit, bro. Talk your shit. Take a break. let's man, he has been rough lately. You know, he comes back from injury, looks decent, then right back
Yeah.
downhill.
Whenever it's an elite pass rusher or somebody decent, he struggles.
Yeah.
Do you think Chooks plays against us this season, barring injury?
He might not.
I don't think he's gone, man.
I think he made
I
some
think he
comments
pissed off
that
Tomlin, man.
yeah,
He's
he
really pissed
made
off.
some comments that really I think sealed his fate.
Damn.
I mean, I think that they will utilize him as, you know, an emergency backup right now.
Yep.
I will not be surprised once this season ends. We don't hear he's cut.
He's played his last game as a Steeler. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
as a starter. Yeah, I think that's possible.
I got a feeling he questioned Tomlin. I feel like it was Tomlin he questioned, and I think that yeah, that's a wrap. Minus the whole what DK Sports said about, you know, him saying we should just kneel
Yeah,
out
you
the
think
clock.
it was more than that?
Yeah, I think there was more than that. I
Yeah,
mean,
possible. I mean, this has
you
got to
gave
be.
you're giving up, but I think he said some other things too.
Well, we wanted to see where the line was with Mike Tomlin because he's let a lot of shit slide over his career.
Which is
This
funny
the
because
line.
it's like we're like thanking Chooks, thank you for doing this. We definitely wanted you to give Broderick a chance. Now more so bad. We're like, Chooks, we're sorry. Please come back. We'll put you back at right tackle. We'll move Broderick to left. Like
Yeah,
you know, it's you just can't get that they got to draft another tackle. They have.
yeah, I worry that they're kind of I think Mike Tomlin likes Dan more than the rest of us. I worry about that.
More than the entire country. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think so.
Yep, that's sad.
Scary. All right, we'll flip over to the defense. Defense played very well. Defensive line, man, Keanu Benton is a steal, dude.
Yeah.
In the second round, I mean, he's the best defensive lineman on the team. He's everywhere.
This draft, dude. This draft just
Yep.
my God, did Con and White just
They killed
blow
it.
it out of them.
They killed it.
Ben's just a force. The effort by Ogunjobi on the tip ball that Chase caught, or was it the Mixon play? There was a play where I watched Ogunjobi run completely all out down the field, all out effort to try to get after. I think it was the Mixon run or the dump off.
I think it was Mixon too. Yeah.
But that play, I mean, the effort by Ogunjobi was awesome. But yeah, D line, man. I love these guys. And
Cam
I love
Hayward had
efforts.
probably his best game since being back. Had a sack.
Yep. He had 4 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a sack. Yep. Yeah, dude. D line just, man. I mean, I love these guys.
We give another A. We give another A out.
I'm gonna give an A. I'm gonna give an A.
I mean, they played well. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Dude, when you weigh 300 pounds and you're running down the field all out after a guy that's a running back that you have no chance of getting to, I mean, that's effort that I want to see. I just love seeing that.
Flip over to linebackers, man. Again, TJ Watt, 2 sacks. Highsmith was a little quiet, but he had some pressures. Elandon Roberts led the team in tackles, 6.
Again, tackle for
Michael
loss.
Walker, playing well. Not show. Usually when you see somebody, especially on defense, and they're new and they're not playing well, they stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
You don't even notice Michael Walker half the time unless he's making a play.
You would notice him if he was a liability, and he hasn't been a liability. He's been solid as shit. And dude, when you're the backup guy that you're off the practice squad, if you're just solid, you're doing well. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing well. So yeah, no, I'm happy with him. And remember, I brought him up. We talked about this guy. I said,
you did. You were high on him.
He was productive for the Atlanta Falcons, and got injured and just fell behind. Like everybody just like forgot about him. So it was a good move by the Steelers to get this guy. So yeah, no, I like him. He's doing really well. But no, as far as linebackers go, man, I probably another A. I mean, really.
I mean, yeah, I think you'd have to give him an A at this point. Corners, Joey Porter Jr. when he was covering Jamar Chase, he did pretty well, man. He did pretty well. You
He
take
did
away those
good.
2 tip catches, and Jamar Chase didn't do much in this game.
And that was such a fluke. Twice,
Yeah, twice. It's just
even just
ridiculous.
once, that's ridiculous. But twice, I mean, come on, that's just bad luck. Pat P did good too, I think.
Yeah,
From
we
what I
didn't hear
saw, it looked
Pat
like he
Pete's
did good
name.
too.
We didn't hear any
He's
negative.
settled in. Last 3 games, he's
He's
been
been
good.
better. I have to
I don't
admit, he's
know
been
if
better.
it's a communication thing or he's just better in the slot or I don't know what it is, but he's definitely been better. I saw Wallace get picked on a little bit. I think it was
A
once or
little bit,
twice. I
but
saw
not
him give
so
up a
bad.
first down. Yeah, right. He didn't get destroyed like we'd seen before. But no,
I mean,
I
they were
thought the
down T.
corners did fine.
Higgins, and of course,
Right, true,
Joe Burrow wasn't
true.
playing, so that helps out a great deal.
But I'd give him a B.
Yeah, we'll give him a B. I
I'll
mean,
give
they
him
did
B.
what they were supposed to do.
I don't
Right?
want to give everybody an A,
Yeah,
so
no,
I'll give them a B. We'll go with
man, Dave Trent Thompson as the safeties. He's been playing fantastic, man.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on
Yeah.
here?
dude.
This has been
almost had a pick last week. Had one now this game. Kid's
yeah. If
been
he gets
doing
that
great.
pick six last week, they win that game.
Oh,
That was a game
Yeah.
changer. But this time he
But
held on to it.
he held on to his time and he came up big and the kid's been doing great. A
Man.
great addition. Another dude to get these additions from the practice squad to play this
Yep.
well.
And
That's
play
really
this
good.
well.
I'm kind of. Do I dare say it? Like when Minka comes back, I would not mind him splitting some reps at KZ. Maybe
What Thompson? Yeah, I'd agree.
I
You mean
like the kid.
Minka and KZ or KZ and Thompson?
Move him over and him and KZ's take turns.
Yeah. I'd be 100% for that. 100%.
I like the kid, and if they wanted to go to like the 3 safety look, I'm about it.
Yeah, I mean, play the hot hand until he tells you otherwise. You know, he's been good.
This kid in 2 games has looked better than Keanu Neal the whole season.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, you think about this too. They lost Riley too, Elijah Riley.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were really depleted. So for this kid to step up like he has, man, I like it. But
Monte Casey almost had a pick too. He stepped in front of a pass. He
did.
He looked
He
good
had
in
a
this
nice
game.
play too. So again, I give them an A.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we gotta give him an A. This is the best grades we've ever given out, man.
I know.
In the 2 years we've been doing the podcast.
It's scary. It really is. But this is a great time, man. You're getting towards the middle to the end.
Yeah, this is the time. Yeah.
This is the time where you want them for everything to start clicking. And now your offense is starting to put up 400 something yards. I mean, yeah. And I will say this too, not making excuses for Kenny, but this is also supposed to be a run first team. So my thing with the whole not seeing a lot of T passes for him is also reminiscent of, the days of, with the bus and running the football first and the quarterback's a game manager. This is kind of reminiscent of that a little bit. So I will say that this is supposed to be a run first team. So that's just something I have to remember as well.
All right, special teams. We kind of split this in half. I mean, Boz 3 field goals, money as always.
Yep.
The punting wasn't bad. Presley Harvin was okay, but then the coverage team, man, giving up big plays, and then the return team not giving them anything.
Nothing
for a team that needs field position. Like that would be a great help if they could have a punt broke for a big return or a kick or something, or not give up a big return. This is becoming an issue. I'm very sour on Calvin Austin. He just gives them nothing. He's just giving them nothing.
It's sad. He really has offered nothing. Look, I'm going to get one reception for 5 yards. That's it.
Yeah,
as a receiver.
It's time for them to go on
special teams. So
it's time for them to go on the waiver wire and see if they can find a returner, at least a return guy. You want to leave Calvin Austin as a slot guy with Allen Robinson, split time, whatever. He's not doing anything for you, but I mean, you got to be able to find a return guy out there somewhere. I mean, they're getting nothing out of punt returns, kick returns. It's just nothing.
No, you're right.
And Calvin Austin got hurt. We haven't heard anything too, right? Tomlinson.
He told I forget which podcast I was listening to, but he told the guy that maybe it was DK, but he told one of them he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
We'll get the injury report tomorrow, but he's probably okay. Hopefully we see Minka next week and Montravius Adams. I guess they're both close, but they didn't play. That would be nice. So overall, I mean, only 16 points is disappointing, but the rest of it, you're hard pressed to find something wrong with this game outside of not scoring enough points.
Yeah. I mean, literally, that's it. I mean, everything else was awesome, honestly. Awesome to very good. And if they can, and you have to remember, this is at the very beginning of not having your offensive coordinator. This is the very beginning of having these duties split amongst two people. This could have went south real quick.
Yeah, could have.
And
right.
didn't. Like, typically teams after this kind of stuff happens, they usually don't see it do this well.
Like, yeah, no,
like you don't see this. But in this situation, I just think it's very unique that the guy was so bad
that's what it was. It was so bad that they got a bounce from it.
You can have, because here's the thing with offensive coordinators, you can have a guy that's really good at coordinating like the game plan, but be really shitty at game calling, like calling the plays.
Yep.
So in this instance, I think we had both bad. We had a guy that didn't coordinate very well, didn't communicate very well, didn't scheme, didn't plan very well, and then went out there and didn't call the plays very well either. And I just, to be free of that and open communication, and it's just hilarious how you actually added an extra person to communicate by not having, just either Mike Sullivan do all of it or Faulkner do all of it. You split it up, and the communication was better, which is unique.
Which is strange. Yeah, you're right.
The more people you throw in there, usually there's going to be more of a communication breakup or miscommunication, if you will. But the fact that they were able to effectively communicate, literally double what he did in yards per game, Jesus, dude, that's so bad. Like I don't know.
The biggest mystery of all is what took so long. What took so long? They should have done it at the bye. I mean, what are they waiting for? What was Tomlin seeing?
It's sad because this team, instead of being 7-4, would probably be 8-3.
They would have won last week's game.
At least 8-3.
100%.
But 9-2, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they win that Jaguars game. They obviously win the game last week against the Browns. But I just
I don't know, man.
But yeah, dude. But I'm gonna be positive about this. I honestly, I know that the points ain't there yet, but I didn't expect it either, Dave. Not with this many people now communicating and trying to do things for the first time they didn't have to before. Eddie Faulkner, wakes up, he thinks he's just gonna worry about the running backs. Next thing, it's like, nope, he's fired. You're in charge of everything, but Mike's gonna call the plays. Good luck. Like, that's a lot to put on a guy. And you got to think, I don't think he even knew about this till Tuesday or Wednesday?
I think it was Tuesday, right? I think Tomlin made the decision on Tuesday.
But I don't think they met with I don't know if they met with the players that day. I don't think they did. I think it was the next day. So I want you to think about this. My man had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to communicate and to coordinate and create, and they still put up 400-something yards for the first time in 3 years.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So it's I thought it was going to be worse than Matt Canada, to be honest.
I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous.
The first game might be a little rough. But no, I just going off of how the players are reacting. Did you see that video of them after the game?
Yeah, I did see that.
They act like they won the lottery. I was like, bro, you put up 16 points. Relax.
Man, but he was universally not liked.
They were literally held captive by this guy. And they got freed from him. And just look at him now, man. I can't wait to see what they do this next game.
Very interesting if they can maintain the yards and maybe score a few more points.
This is at home against the Cardinals, right?
At home against the Cardinals this week.
Yeah. Okay, that team is bad, like really bad. They should. I would like to think that they put up high 20s in points consistently.
You'd like to see it. You'd like to see it. Yeah. It would be a step in the right direction.
I think you're going to see it, because I think if you can keep putting up, now mind you, this could be a fluke. The whole 400-yard thing, it could be a fluke.
Yeah, that's what scares me with the Bengals defense and stuff.
Right.
Like I said earlier.
Right. So, but if it's not right, like say like they literally fix some things. If you're going to put up 400-yard games, guess what? You're eventually going to put up high 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. In a game. So give it time. Dude, we are extremely lucky that they're facing shitty teams right now too.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to think about this. 4 games ago, you asked me, what do you think the record will be of these next 4 games, right? It was Titans, Green Bay, Cleveland, Bengals, right?
Yep.
I said I would be happy if they split it 2-2. Remember I said that? I was like, they should beat the Titans, they should beat the Green Bay. I think they'll lose to Cleveland, they'll lose to the Bengals. This is pre-injury to Burrow, pre-injury to Watson.
Yep.
I was like, I don't think they'll win. So if they can split 2-2, I'll be happy. Dude, they went 3-1. So they actually went and did better than what I expected. So we can be upset about the Cleveland game. We should be, absolutely. But at the same time, they actually did better than all of us thought anyways. No realistic person should have been like, they're going to go 4-0. And then, no. We expected a split at best and got better. So I'm actually happy.
Having said that, there's no reason why they can't rattle off like 4 games in a row here. Anything
completely agree.
I said,
now,
Cardinals.
Now there's no excuse.
Yeah.
You're not hostage anymore. You got your free flow of communication. Win these games. I want to see them in Baltimore. Last game, winner takes division.
It's gonna happen.
Please.
We're headed for that.
Inject that into my veins. Like, please.
I love that stuff. I love big games against the Ravens. I love it. I love it. You look at the schedule, barring them just stubbing their toe on one of these bad games, even the game in Seattle. I know they don't play well on the West Coast, but that's a winnable game. Those two teams are pretty close, and maybe the road home thing sways it Seattle's way a little bit, but that's a winnable game. It's not something where we're going to say, oh my God, it's the Seahawks, we can't beat them. That's not that type of team.
Right.
Let's take a quick look at the playoff standings. Pittsburgh moved up to the 5th seed this week with the win. Indianapolis, 6-5, 7th seed. 1 game behind the Steelers. And Cleveland has the same record, but they have
do we have a better conference record?
Yeah. They have a better division and conference record. So
division and conference record. Yep.
And then you got Houston 6-5 too. Just the AFC's crazy. Denver's 6-5, and they won like 4 in a row.
Right. So and then Buffalo losing another game. They're like 6-6 now.
Yeah. Buffalo's in trouble.
Man.
Buffalo's in trouble. They've already fired the defensive coordinator.
There's a lot of things. That's so crazy about the NFL, man. Like, we talked about the teams that were going to be, your top teams. We brought Buffalo. We brought up the Bengals. And now you're just like, what the hell? The Colts and the Texans. Dude, I told you at the beginning of the season that Texans team was not to be. Don't doubt them. Remember?
Yeah.
Because I remember going over all the players and the additions they made and everything. I was like, man. If they have the right coaching staff, this team's going to be rough.
Do.
And look what happened. I mean, Stroud. I never thought that was going to happen. But,
but phenomenal.
Dude. So there's teams that you just don't expect it. And now look at the Broncos. They've ripped off 5 wins in a row.
5 wins in a row. That team gave up 70 points earlier this season.
Yeah.
Now they're really they moved the ball on Cleveland. Cleveland's got a good defense, a great defense.
Sean Payton's probably like, who's laughing now, bitches?
Yeah.
Like, how you like this? Like,
you had to think, because Sean Payton's a good coach. You had to think he was going to turn it around eventually. So AFC's wide open, dude. Just wide open. I think still Kansas City's still the best team in the conference, but they don't have that big wide receiver that scares the heck out of you.
No, there's definitely some kinks in that armor now.
Yeah, they're one Kelsey injury away from being done. If Kelsey gets hurt, they're in big trouble.
Yeah, you're right.
Anybody else to throw to. So we'll see. The Steelers got to win at least the next 2 games. You cannot lose to the Cardinals and the Patriots. You can't do it.
No, you can't. Those teams are trying to lose. I'm convinced they're trying to lose.
Yeah. So help me, if they lose to the Patriots on that Thursday night game, I'm going to lose my friggin' mind.
Yeah,
they have to win that game. Overall though, it's weird talking about offense and giving out A's on a Monday. This is bizarro world for us, man. Usually and again, I don't want to be too negative, but they got to prove it to me. I got to see this for a couple more weeks. I still don't think. I just think the signs are there. The signs are there, and let's just see this not be a fluke. And I honestly think it's not, to the point because of they got rid of the thing holding them back the most. It's crazy. It's
It is.
crazy.
It is.
Somebody could
It's
write
sad.
a book on the Matt Canada era,
Oh,
like
dude.
a best-selling book.
Yep.
Who hired him? Who wanted him? Did Art fire him? Did Mike fire him? Why did he stay so long? What was the issue?
Yeah.
And there's so many questions, and we'll probably never know the answer. But just what a shit show for 2.5 seasons. Like complete disaster. Like there's never been anything like it, right? There's never been anything this
No.
bad.
No. You broke a 85-year tradition.
Yeah, not
I
firing a
mean,
coordinator. Yeah,
World War II, bro. World War II. Like,
holy shit. All right, man. That's all I got. Unless you got anything else, we can wrap up the
nope.
pod.
That's it, man.
All right, you can follow me on X at SteelersSank16. Email the show at DAVER at SteelersSanctuary.com. Subscribe to the pod, guys. Help us out. That really does help us out. Give us a review. That would be fantastic as well. That's all I got. Dave, give me your stuff and let's get out of here.
Yep, find me on X at DMC3SSP. I'm on TikTok at Steelers Sanctuary Podcast or at SteelSank Pod. Don't forget, I got the sports books. Just go to signupexpert.com/nothingness.
All right. Until next time, thanks for listening to the Steelers Sanctuary Podcast.